Yeah, we're gonna show this off first. Okay, so this is the updated splash that we have here, and now we could slap on the original. Yeah, let's go for this. No, I can't. I was like, let's roll with this for a while. Just no. We'll stick with the new updated sprites even. Keiichi-kun, good morning. Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. You're so conscientious and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I'll wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust without looking back ever. Why are you so mean? Why? Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding, I'll wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Rena. And no matter how long. Forever? Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She is especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Rena? Huh? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. Just passed out. Yeah, she'll turn red and pass out, like they say there. Oh yeah, message from Mum. She says, thanks for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavour to them. It would have been fine to be honest and say that they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Rena? Or was it your mum? Huh? Huh? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena? Or was it your mum? But why are you asking? Who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. It wasn't like she was It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Damn it. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Delicious pickles. Huh? Pretty good. Just like the last ones, they went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It was truly a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you until you can handle it like the average person. Or so I decide for myself. Let's go. If we keep me on waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality so we can make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ruga. I only known her for about a month, but I've come to realise it's not just her name that's strange. I like that. I'm really enjoying the music on this. Mi-chan, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, god damn it, why did I read that so wrong? Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Yay, it's Mion. Ah, finally, you two are late. Usually, you're the one who's late. A sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rena. It's been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. Ha 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 ha. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared at my chest and dropped down, focusing on the point between my legs. Though so she was saying it to my crush that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Wait, really? This is so early in the morning. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem though. I'll introduce you next time to be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time, right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? And this is happening way too early for me to deal with. I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up the morning air before. To be on, sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Rena began to ramble in near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Rena tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. How was it? Seeing the city again. Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral, I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked you for? No, you're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in the toy stores. Toy stores and hobby stores are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is it about games? Is it about games again, Mi-chan? Mion nodded proudly as Rena giggled. Yep, I wanted Kei-chan to bring me back a Westport catalogue, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can't just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, I guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game full of hot action. This time I like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast. I thought she was on about video games. Shows how much I play them. And I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there are any games you think I understand, let me play too. Of course. If Kei-chan is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games I don't intend to lose. Whoa. Then we'll let you in the group this time, I guess. Actually, like, Rena just always repeats the last thing she says quite often. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I think you wouldn't want to. Rena laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't. I think I moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer shooter like me feel at home. I'd have to try harder to fit in. I have to try harder to fit in so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. And here we are at school. Yay! Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels and they all studied in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building and they actually had actual separate classes. However, it seemed nothing happened to that. Something happened that made it become a single class and it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly and I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that was a bad thing. That's kind of weird to say that. Mion, who had been walking in front of us until then, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. So, I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad, I wasn't going to fall for that again. I think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills? Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. Oh god, what shenanigans are we getting into now? But what is it, you guys? Step back, Ryder, it's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then Satoko-chan is... Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious chap, a blackboard razor wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Satoko. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one, traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, there's almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard razor loaded with rocks on my first day. That sounds bad. That sounds really bad. Why would you do that? But then, why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upwards, so as I lifted my hand to the door, there was thumbtack stuck to the sliding door handle with tape, a frightening trap. That is kind of horrible. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Don't even know what that means. I'm guessing creations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me hook, line and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Kei-chan, watch out! Instinctively reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I tripped my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Yay, we're in the classroom now. Ow, ow, ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. I managed to avoid the main problem of that trap. My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Though sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual trap, Satoko. I know that devilish face of hers. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... Ow, ow. It seemed I inadvertently sprayed my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, go away. The small, dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks Rika-chan. The pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan, good morning! Good morning to you, Rena. A good morning to you all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Mion and I all bowed back. Bowed back, isn't it? You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than that Satoko. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am the very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof? Where? I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She almost looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. He's much harder to deal with. I'm sorry. Try saying that. If you won't say it. I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Sakoto's forehead. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flicks really hurt. I think any flicks to the forehead hurts. It can split plywood right in half. Oh boy. Eek. Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say it in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. He's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan really is just so. How can I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Sakoto, who, at this point, was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. Wah! It doesn't bother me. Wah! Boy, I would not have to do too much crying sound effects. You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting. Yeah! Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You will never guess those two are of the same age. I think Sakoto could learn a thing or a million things from Rika-chan. Next I set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute here. Don't encourage her. Don't encourage her. As ecstatic, but she observed the scene. Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. How Sakoto-chan is crying. So cute. You can't take them home. Huh? But they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit, it's fine. It's fine. Rena kept a cutesy face even as an outrageous idea spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. There, can I just look? Just look in. That should be fine, right? Right. Yeah, look is fine, that's fine. As long as you don't attempt to kidnap them, we're fine. When I swooned over Sakoto's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing, Hina Mizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they push you away. Our teachers come in. Quickly, clean everything up. Sakoto, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. I wonder how many thumbtacks were used. Even though Sakoto was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bed lamp from before had been neatly tidied up. Ha 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 ha, we made it in time. Rise! Attention! Mion gave out the morning commands.